Valorant's patch 13.0 goes live tomorrow. Here's what you need to know. Starting off with the agent changes, and there are a number of buffs to various sentinels. The devs wanted these changes to overall improve sentinel power, particularly against disrespectful attackers just 5-manning a site, while also improving their kill potential when anchoring sites alone. Going alphabetically, the first buff is to Cypher. He's having the wind-up time on his trapwire reduced from 0.9 seconds down to 0.7 seconds. Next for Killjoy, her turret has had the rate of fire increased by 50%, the duration of her nanoswarm was increased from 4 seconds up to 5 seconds, and then the movement speed of her alarm bot was increased by 50%. After that, Veto also has some buffs. First, his interceptor has had the reclaim cooldown reduced from 30 seconds down to 20 seconds. Then for his crosscut, the usable area has increased from 24 meters up to 30 meters, and the arming time after placement was reduced from 1.5 seconds down to 0.75 seconds. Essentially, this means that you can use the actual teleport twice as fast immediately after placing it. For Sage, the only change is to her self-heal, which has had the amount of healing increased from 50 all the way up to 100. Finally, for the Sentinels, Deadlock has had her Gravnet cooldown reduced from 60 seconds down to 50 seconds, as this brings her in line with the Initiators, who I will go over now. Obviously, these changes were alluded to a little while ago, but the devs clarified here that this should give Initiators more strategic agency by playing around their cooldowns in late round scenarios. Unfortunately, Teo still has no cooldown on his salvo. However, Sova, Fade, Sky, Breach, and KO have all had their signature ability cooldown reduced from 60 seconds down to 50 seconds. Gecko got some love too, as the cooldown after reclaiming his buddies was reduced from 20 seconds down to 15 seconds. The final agent change is actually to Omen. They've tweaked the audio for an enemy Omen shrouded step with the goal of improving clarity in situations where you are within range of the ability but are unable to hear it. By the sounds of it, this is a small change that should make Omen's closer and more obvious teleports a bit easier to hear, particularly again if you are very close and if there is a lot going on. Moving on now to weapons, because there are actually a number of buffs to the Bandit. The recovery is being reduced from 0.45 down to 0.4, the tap efficiency is increasing from 3 up to 4, and the pitch recoil at max is being reduced from 4 down to 3. The goal of these changes simply is to make the gun more reliable, while still maintaining its position as a precision weapon that you need to master. These changes should put the Bandit in a more competitive spot relative to the Ghost and Sheriff. We do of course have the brand new map Summit, which by now I should have a full video out showcasing, so go check that out if you haven't seen it already. Summit will immediately be available in competitive, however for the first 2 weeks you will receive 50% reduced RR losses on this map. Then for the map pool updates, alongside Summit, Sunset will be added to the rotation. To make room for those two, Fracture and Pearl are both being removed. There are also a number of agent voice lines being added and removed today. I may do a separate video covering all the new lines, but the devs highlighted new conversations between Mix and Gecko, as well as Jet and Phoenix. As for the removed voice lines, 19 different agents were mentioned and their lines are being removed for, quote, no longer meeting our quality standards that relate to agent behavior. Further RR and MMR adjustments are coming in this patch too. They sound positive in theory, as these changes should make you feel a little bit less stuck if you are consistently winning matches. Riot are often vague with the wording when it comes to MMR, but by the sounds of it, if you go on win streaks, you should rank up even easier, particularly in Immortal Plus, but we'll see how that all plays out. Then on top of that change, and this one is for PC only, but the devs have made changes to matchmaking in order to ensure the average rank of each team is within one sub-tier. Essentially, if your team's average rank is Gold 2, the other team's average rank will also be within Gold more often. Additionally, there is a new inbox being added today. Here you will be able to see all the non-urgent notifications that up until now you would only ever see once. So this includes things like gifting updates, premiere updates, RR refunds, and reporter feedback notifications. That's all they mentioned for now, but this feature will be expanded upon in future, and you can expect to see more notification types then. A new game mode is even being added today called Retake. This one is going to be 3v3 and will immediately throw you into a scenario where the spike has already been planted. One team will hold while the other rushes to defuse. For now, the maps available include Ascent, Bind, Haven, Summit, and Sunset, with each match being played on a single site selected at random. So that was a lot to take in, but that's everything coming in the new Valorant Act, which releases over the next day or two. Let me know what your favorite changes between all the agent and map pool updates. Personally, I really like the sound of that new game mode, so I can't wait to try it out.